Happening now, the westbound lanes of Interstate 40 here in Nashville are back open after being shut down due to a fatal accident early this morning. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley is near the scene for us this morning. Cuthbert, what is the latest?
Hey, good morning, Jennifer. Well, as you said, the lanes here at the 40 westbound split are now reopened. This on-ramp had been closed since about 2 o'clock this morning. They open up around 6:30 or so, so a decent amount of time this morning. These roads were shut down after a fatal accident last night. Take a look at the video from the scene. What police are telling me this morning is that this is a single-car accident. A woman was driving on this on-ramp when, for some unknown reason, she lost control of the car, slammed into the retaining wall, and then flipped several times. She was ejected from the car and was pronounced dead on the scene by authorities. A driver happened to be in the same area when this accident happened. That person called 911 to report it, but again, by the time officials were able to get out here, the woman was already dead. Now, police say they are still investigating the exact cause of the accident. They have not speculated yet on if drugs or alcohol were found on the scene or were in her system at the time of the accident. They also have yet to release the identity of the woman. I just checked with police. They are still trying to contact her next of kin. So until that happens, we will not know who this woman is or where she is from. But again, the lanes are now open this morning right here at the 40 westbound 65 northbound split after that fatal accident this morning. We'll continue to follow up on this investigation and bring you the latest when we do have it. But for now, we're live here near Interstate 65. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
With this weekend's cold temperatures and the threat of winter weather, several warming shelters are now open. Here in Davidson County, the Room in the Inn and the Rescue Mission are providing folks with shelter. The Oasis Center is open for young adults between 18 and 24. And Manna Cafe Ministries has opened its emergency warming shelter in Clarksville. Just head to our website for more information and how you can help these shelters, because they can always use your donations. Scheduled power outage will have a lot of people in Cookeville tonight trying to find ways to keep warm. The power will go out early tomorrow morning at 2 a.m. and then should be back on by 3:30 in the morning. Cookeville Electric Department says the outage is necessary for TVA to replace equipment that left customers in the dark there last week. Meanwhile, the cold weather is freezing plans for TDOT crews to do work over the weekend. Workers were supposed to be out milling, paving, and striping I-65 at Paytonsville Road. Those plans are now on hold until next week. Construction is part of a $46 million project to widen the interstate. 19 neglected animals are being nursed back to health this morning after being rescued from deplorable conditions at a home in Livingston. A tip led the Animal Rescue Corps to the house yesterday, where they found 7 emaciated German shepherds chained to trees without adequate shelter, food, or water, and horses standing in several inches of mud, also without food or water. The group ended up removing 12 dogs, 6 horses, and 1 cat from the home. Workers say these sorts of situations are heartbreaking to witness.
Seeing these dogs and horses on this property today was very difficult because there wasn't a soul on that property that wasn't suffering. But we know they're all safe now.
The animals are now at the group's emergency shelter in Lebanon. The Animal Rescue Corps will give evidence from the rescue and recommendations for charges against the owner to the Overton County Sheriff's Office. The group believes all of the animals will be able to be adopted. There's a warning this morning for real estate agents. Be careful who you are talking to. Someone is evidently stalking and sending predatory text messages to realtors. The messages started earlier this week and have apparently gone out to dozens of agents, most of them single women. A month and a half ago, a real estate agent was murdered on the job in Little Rock, Arkansas. And with that in mind, agents here in Middle Tennessee are on high alert.
He called me by name. He knows who I am. He knows where I work. He knows my numbers. And it's like he's very strategically picking out single real estate agents all around Middle Tennessee.
He basically starts off a text conversation, or tries to start a text conversation with something like, how are you doing? Haven't heard from you, things like that, just trying to engage in a dialogue.
RealTrack says there are 2 numbers the texts seem to be coming from. We tried contacting both of them and got no response. Police reports have been filed in both Franklin and Nashville, but investigators say they don't have a lot to work with right now. If you have received a text or call, you're asked to report it to police. Meanwhile, the man police believe assaulted a Vanderbilt professor is no stranger, it turns out, to trespassing on the school's campus. Working off a tip, officers went after suspect Alan Bingham yesterday at a home on Brook Valley Drive. When they knocked on the door, they say the 21-year-old jumped out a back window and ran into the woods. Officers eventually caught Bingham, who was accused of trying to steal a laptop from a Professor Stevenson Center office on Tuesday. When the professor caught Bingham and his accomplice in the act, she was hit in the face and knocked to the ground. We're told Bingham has been warned in the past about trespassing on Vanderbilt's campus.